Welcome everyone to part 2 of our toy store tutorial. Alright, let's get started. So the next thing we might want to be able to do is to remove an item from inventory. So we'll say create a function called remove from inventory. And of course we'll pass in our stock and the item that we want to remove. And then we'll just go ahead and take our list called stock, and we'll remove a particular item, that item, from the inventory. And then we'll need to return the stock again. And then let's go test it in our main. So we'll say elif answer in str remove. Yeah, RREMOVE. Item equals raw underscore input. We'll add the prompt. Which toy would you like to remove from the stock? Then we'll say stock is equal to remove from inventory. We'll pass in stock and item. And then we want to print item removed and print the inventory again once the item has been removed. Alright, so let's go check this part of the program. So now we want to remove. And we'll say sorry. We remove sorry, and you can see that sorry is missing from our inventory. Alright, so let's go on to the next part. So we have add and we have remove. Now maybe we want to sort the items in our inventory. So we'll say def sort inventory. We'll pass in our stock list, and we don't need to pass in a particular item because we're going to work with the entire stock. And so we'll say stock.sort. And then we will return the stock. And I see a spelling error. So it's sort inventory. And then when we go down here, we'll add another section. So we'll say elif answer in str sort. And then we'll just say stock is equal to sort inventory. And then we will print out stock sorted. And that should be it. So let's run this section. Now we'll type in sort, And now you can see that our stock is in alphabetical order. The other thing that we might want to do is just to check what is in inventory. So we can say something like up here at check, which is basically just printing out our inventory as is. So we could say def check inventory, and we'll pass in a stock. And we want to pass in an item that we want to check. And then, well, we can do this, let's just print it out first. So we will just return the stock in our check inventory for now. And then in the next section, we will look for a particular item in the inventory. So we can go down here and say elif answer in str check. We can say, just go ahead and print our current inventory. So let's go ahead and check that. And there's our current inventory. And give me a second to look at the next part. So the next thing we might want to do is, do we want to do more than one item? So we can say something like another action is equal to false. Then we can say while another action is not equal is equal to true. Then we can go and indent all of this. And then we can say down here another action actually, let's say yes or no. We'll do yes or no. So another action is equal to raw input. Would you like to complete another action? And then if we, as long as we say yes, they'll go back and ask us to do it again. So let's go ahead and run this. Just test it out. So first of all, we'll add something to the inventory, and we will add Angry Birds. And then it says Angry Birds has been added, and we'll say yes. And now we can do something else like sort our inventory because we added an item to it. And then we can say something like no to exit. And there we go. And so in this section we've learned how to check our inventory. remove something from the inventory, and sort sort our inventory, and then also use a while loop so that we can do more than one operation in our POS system. And in part 3, we will learn how to employ the cash register to add up items and then check someone out. See you next time.